Mercedes is gearing up for a major upgrade in Austin, hoping to address the imbalance in their car's performance. Despite understanding some of the underlying issues, the challenge remains significant as other teams are also rolling out improvements. The Silver Arrows have struggled recently with the updates not quite living up to expectations and failing to close the gap with McLaren. So can we really expect Mercedes to turn things around? If they do, will it be enough for them to make a strong push in the last part of the season? The Singapore GP was a letdown for Mercedes as their W15 car lagged almost a second behind McLaren, Red Bull and Ferrari in race speed. Compared to last year, the W15 hasn't shown any improvement against the top competitors. George Russell delivered a solid but unspectacular performance, qualifying fourth and finishing ahead of both Ferraris. Hamilton experienced another tough weekend, although it wasn't his fault. He managed to out-qualify his teammate Russell and secured a start in third place for the race. However, his team decided to take a risky strategy on Hamilton's side of the garage, which ended up being a mistake. They opted for the soft compound tyres, which aren't typically used for races at the Marina Bay circuit, hoping for an early advantage. Unfortunately, that plan didn't pan out. Both Hamilton and his teammate were disappointed after the race, with Hamilton expressing his frustration about the team's poor strategic choices. He remarked on the complex emotions that come with such a challenging race and acknowledged that while the team aims to make the best decisions, sometimes things just don't go as planned. Following their performance at the Singapore GP, it's clear that Mercedes is no longer in contention for a top 3 spot in the Constructors' Championship this season. That doesn't mean the team is giving up on this season. They're rolling out a major aerodynamic upgrade for the race in Austin, where most teams will also introduce new updates. However, Mercedes is wrestling with several problems with their W15 car. These issues are pretty specific, like how the car's performance changes drastically based on the track's surface temperature and behaves differently with each tyre compound, even during the same race. It's uncertain if Mercedes can resolve most of these problems in a single weekend. Addressing the main issue with their car, Toto Wolff mentioned that the W15 struggles on tracks demanding high traction, especially when track temperatures affect tyre performance. Mercedes has been somewhat open about their car's challenges, so if Wolff's words are taken seriously, it could mean two things. Either Mercedes will become highly competitive in Austin, possibly challenging for podiums or victories. Their improvements will be noticeable, but not enough to catch up significantly with the front runners. Discussing the recent struggles they faced, Wolff added that tracks like the hot and traction demanding ones in Baku are tricky for them. But he emphasised, while it's tough to accept, they're determined to find ways to improve. We're now turning our attention to Austin, where an important update is on the way, and we're optimistic it will propel us forward. The United States GP is going to be a key race for both the Silver Arrows and the team working on the Dakar, as our latest series of enhancements are set to significantly impact the development of the 2025 cars. After experiencing a significant setback with the previous floor upgrades in Belgium, Mercedes plans to handle the new improvements with greater caution and precision. According to a recent article in Formula Uno, the floor design used at Spa has heavily influenced the upgrades that Mercedes is preparing for the Austin GP. In retrospect, Mercedes rolled out a floor design in Belgium inspired by Red Bull, which allowed them to achieve more aerodynamic load. However, the car's mechanics couldn't consistently manage this extra load. Insiders say that the inconsistencies aren't due to the car's mechanical framework, but rather the underfloor design, specifically in how airflow is managed and distributed through the vent tunnels to the diffuser. With this information in the bag, Mercedes has crafted a third version of their underfloor set to debut in Austin. This new floor primarily aims to boost downforce, but also tackles the issue of the car's rear tyres overheating. Alongside this, the team, known as the Silver Arrows, has wisely updated the suspension wishbones to create an aerodynamic effect that complements the underfloor. This will ensure a smooth synergy between the car's upper and lower aerodynamics. Additionally, a new front wing is reportedly in development at Brackley. Unlike previous designs, this wing doesn't focus on flexing, but instead gives engineers more control over the car's front and rear balance, helping to address the understeering and oversteering issues observed on George Russell's car at the Marina Bay circuit. In the latest debrief video from the team, James Allison discussed the upgrades planned for the upcoming Austin race weekend. As the technical director explained, these upgrades are designed to tackle the W15's weaknesses and improve its performance by making it easier to drive. The Austin enhancements are just one part of a bigger upgrade package that the team is diligently working to complete. The goal is to address the issues faced during recent races, particularly figuring out how to better manage the tyres on tracks that cause them to overheat. The team is also focused on finalising their last set of upgrades for the season, which includes a significant update to the car's design. They hope that these changes will lead to a strong performance in Austin and prepare them well for the last few races of the year. Additionally, Mercedes is concentrating on improving the W15's cockpit, especially its ventilation system. Toto Wolff mentioned that both Russell and Hamilton experienced heat stroke during the Singapore race because of the extreme temperatures. With even hotter races like Qatar on the horizon, the team needs to find a way to make the drivers more comfortable in such conditions. Meanwhile, thoughts are turning to 2025 planning. Andrew Chauvelin has provided some insights, saying that the team is now in the process of deciding which parts of the car to keep as they are and which to upgrade for the next season. He noted that they haven't yet decided whether the chassis or gearbox will remain the same, highlighting that it's probably not feasible to change everything. We're currently in a phase where we're assessing options to get the best value for our money under the cost cap. In terms of aerodynamics, our car, like many others, will be a refined version of what we have now. There will be noticeable adjustments, but nobody wants to overhaul the car's structure only to face setbacks in the wind tunnel that would require recovery efforts. Adding new features is one thing, but making sure they perform as intended is a tough task in today's Formula One environment. So what's your take? Can Mercedes gain the performance boost they need to catch up with McLaren through their upgrades for the Austin race? Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.